Keep going. What is up? Hello, hello. Welcome to Soul Stream with Satek Ananda and the Council of One. Apparently, I am the executive shaman, y'all, and this is Sacred Abundance. This is the first official beta launch of Sacred Abundance. And thank you all for trusting in me. Thank you for trusting in my guides. Thank you for trusting in yourselves. And I hope you're ready to blast off into other dimensions. I hope you're ready to trust yourself. I hope you're ready to play in ways you've never played before, because we're going to take off tonight and it's going to be fun. And I invite you all to imagine that the more you contribute, the more you will receive. The more you give, the more you will receive. The more questions you have, the more feelings you have to share, the more things you have to offer, the more you will get. Imagine abundance. Imagine abundance is a self-fulfilling prophecy. What if, right? So before we get started, I want to do our introductions, and then we'll get into the bulk of how this is going to work for this evening and for the rest of this month. The commitment you have each made to the rest of this month, and it's awesome, and it's exciting, and it feels like a fitness challenge thing or something, like 30 days of abundance, like it's super exciting. I haven't been this excited in a long time. So thank you for playing along, and we're gonna start by letting everybody introduce themselves. Let's start with Natalie. Tell us where you're calling from, and tell us what made you want to or know you had to be a part of Sacred Abundance, Natalie.
Natalie Beneventi, Chester, Maryland. I know, I feel like I am abundance. Maybe I might be too much abundance all over the place and not enough focused, um, directive, intentional abundance. And that's what I'm here to do. And plus, I'm making a conscious decision to switch into a different angle, that I think will help me and help balance everything in my life.
Mm, mm. Can you explain that conscious decision to us, or is that a longer conversation?
It's basically me doing way, way, way too much. I have my 9 to 5. I have a whole ton of side hustles, and then I have my business. And then which is the biggest side hustle of them all. And then and then I want to start working on Mandela medicine.
Mm.
So, I mean, there's a lot. It's just a lot. And I have a hard time saying no.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to have to say no to some of these things.
Mm-hmm. You have to focus.
Mm.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Marvelous. Tell us where you're calling from and why you had to get you some Sacred Abundance.
This is Mary Velez. I am in Maryland, Howard County, and I've actually been asking for some guidance in establishing my path, right? Because I am guided to guide others, but establishing the online community, the programs in there, and to kind of be more intentional and kind of like put it all in one platform. Like, I'm not the best person with the computer systems.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all over the place with everything, and I have a lot of ideas. I'm a creative machine. I call myself Marvelous Productions. There's always an idea. I'm like one of those people you talk to, and I help you hone in. and kind of find different ways to do what you want to do. So I want to also offer that, right? I have so much to give, and I want to help, but it's like I don't want these gifts that I came to earth with to just be something that happens by encounters, right? Like in a supermarket or like at work. I want to be more intentional, and I asked for guidance. I asked for a mentor to teach me this skill set and to help me and hold my hand a little bit, you know, and guide me and teach me. So I appreciate you offering this Sacred Abundance program, because I also didn't want to get a mentor that is all about, oh, how much money can you make? You know, how much money, you know, I didn't come to earth to be all about how much money can I make, you know? Jesus didn't walk the word and do his thing and gave love and compassion and guidance and said, well, if you pay me, I'll tell you more. It wasn't like that, you know? And I don't want to be like that. And I don't want to be mentored or guided by somebody who's that way. So I appreciate you showing up in my life, and you're an answer to a prayer. This program is an answer to a prayer, and that's why I signed up.
Goodness. Thank you. You're about to make me cry. Yeah, that was beautiful clarity. Thank you. Thank you. Shannon, where are you calling from, and why did you have to get in Sacred Abundance?
Well, I felt like I had to get into Sacred Abundance because I partly inspired you. So I feel like I had to be part of it too. No. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I have worked in film and television for over 25 years, as you know. I just moved down from Boston last year, and I've tried to pivot out of working in film and television. And it's been kind of a struggle. I've been kind of struggling with abundance per se and figuring everything out. I've been told psychically, it's not I'm not gonna end working in film and television, but I was also told to stop. A medium and a psychic, and I've been studying that for like over 5 years. And I was told psychically to stop being so stingy with my gifts.
Thank you.
So when you decided to do this course, I was like, all right. And I've practiced doing mediumship and charging for it. There's a place here in Raleigh called Solely Holistic. It's a great place where people sort of practice and do different things. And so I practiced not charging money and then charging money. And so I'm trying to get comfortable with that. And so when you came up with doing this, I thought, okay, I would feel comfortable doing mediumship and psychic stuff online to some degree. Like I do feel like readings can get very personal. So maybe doing little readings and doing like angel cards and stuff like that, maybe online on TikTok, let's say, but then like learning how to take the business, you know, to the next level outside of say lives or whatever.
Right. That's the key. That's the key to everything that anybody's doing social. The key is how to get people off of that platform and into some other way of interaction.
So that was like,
and you can design your solution anywhere on the scale. If you want to offer $15 shit, you can offer $15 shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to offer $500 or $1,000 shit, you can offer that as well. Like we're gonna dig deep into value, and so I love where you're at, and this like stop being stingy with your gift is the key to anybody understanding you have a gift. You know what I mean? Like how does anybody know that you have something they can use until they see you do it?
And you know, when I do mediumship, like I actually just got off, I do like a practice every Sunday from like 6 to 8. And spirit shows up every time. Or if I'm at a spiritualist church, like spirit always shows up. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, if spirit is saying stop being stingy, then I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to do the Sacred Abundance course. We're going to you're going to teach us so we don't have to go through the growing pains of trying to learn how to do this online business. And so I'm like, all right, let's go.
Amen. Amen. I love it. I love it. Thank you. And Joanna did say they finished shooting, but she has to get home before she can join us. We'll hear her take whenever she does get here. Um, all right. So what we're gonna do, and I assume Catherine doesn't need to to add her 2 cents. Anytime you do, Catherine would love to have your input. Okay, you're always you're always welcome. But I don't want to put you on the spot. Um, okay, so thank you all for coming, and this feels like one of the most important things I've done in my life, and I have been avoiding teaching law of attraction anything for a very long time because typically it's used to sell sales, to sell success, to sell ego, to sell I want a bigger car, I want a bigger house, I want a better job, I want a whatever. And I've never had any interest in that. I've always had an interest in helping people find the truth within themselves. And this idea of sacred abundance is the first inkling of me being willing to play with this concept of the law of attraction, which I've been teaching people for years. I just don't talk about it as a front end thing. I don't focus on it as a marketing thing because it tends to be a certain kind of person. Okay, so I definitely want everyone to understand this is a law of attraction course, but it is an approach from the council, and anyone that is doing this course has probably seen me on live, and you've probably seen me enough to see the council and have an idea of like everything that I've been teaching since I've been on TikTok has been through my spirit guides. I have many years of study and certifications and books and whatever, and my own experience that I've created many different programs and solutions for many different things from. But ever since I've been doing this live, everything I've created has been through the perspective of the council, and the clarity of it is beyond reproach. I'm beside myself when I look at what is actually being taught. And as I tried to prepare for this one, Natalie knows how this works by now. I always try to prepare, and I can't. Like a ADD kid in school that can't do their book report. I think a lot, I meditate a lot, I see a lot of things, I start to write things, I make all these things or whatever, and then it comes time to do it, and I realized I couldn't plan it because it had to be spontaneous. You understand? Do you understand? It had to be spontaneous, and whether you have learned to channel from me or you already knew, if you're in this course, you probably understand the idea of channeling. And y'all aren't here to get my intellectual perception of abundance. Y'all are here to get a direct experience of it through a multi-dimensional perspective. Okay? And that multi-dimensional perspective has to be spontaneous. It has to be original. I can't script a channeling. I can't plan spontaneity. I can't choreograph a jam. You understand? And this is one of the most important things I got doing telethons every day for an entire week, is seeing the power of what was coming through in the moment. Okay, seeing the power of what was coming through in the moment. And that's a huge part of what each of you is trying to bring into your own story. Okay, this is part of the value you're here to discover is the truth and the power of spontaneity, the truth and the power of channeling. And this is not expressly designed as a channeling course, but it's the council. And if you play the game, you're gonna end up channeling things in ways you can't explain, and you're not gonna apologize to anyone for it, if you understand what I'm saying. Okay? And it is very important that none of you think that this has anything to do with your bank account, that you're here to make a certain amount of money, you know. I am going to teach you all a business model that has worked very well for me and is making people that have been doing it longer than me way, way more money than I'm making right now. But I am going to teach you a business model. But that's not the most valuable thing in this equation for you all. The most valuable thing is to understand where abundance really comes from and to see clearly that you create it and to begin creating it for yourself every single day. That's the real invitation, okay? That's the real invitation. And so that being said, we're going to jump into a Google Doc of everything that did come out ahead of time, most of which was today. I've been scribbling notes for days and days, but most of it came out today. And I have this as a link for each of you. And the reason there is a Google Doc is you're going to want something to revisit everything that we do today, because you can't ever remember everything I talk about. I can't even remember everything that I talk about. And so I felt into it over and over again. And I've seen the power of Google Docs, where coaches and programs share Google Docs with me, and I'm like, oh shit, awesome, thank you. This is priceless. Awesome, thank you. Well, that's what each of these Sacred Abundance worksheets, I want you to think of them as worksheets. This will be a book eventually, and you all will help create the book. Your questions, your thoughts, your lessons will end up being a part of the book, unless you don't want to. I can't use anything without your permission, so don't worry about it. This Google Doc, I'm not giving you a link right now because I don't want you clicking around and looking at shit and doing whatever you do, because I know how brains work. I have a brain too. You're going to, I see that smile, hell yeah. You're going to do it with me, but I'm going to give you the link to this doc before we leave. And I want you to understand that one level of this doc, this abundance document, one level of this abundance document is going to represent your own learning. Another level of this document is going to represent a level of learning you can guide someone else through once you have had that experience. It's a document that will help guide you through sacred abundance so you won't forget. It's a list of why we're here. It's a list, it's an overview, it's an explanation of the goal, it's terminology, etc., etc. Okay? So we're going to jump into that right now. And when we're done with that, we're going to do some actual exercises. And then I'm going to ask you all to share some thoughts and feelings with us. And I hope you have an abundance of things to share. Okay? Does anybody have any questions before we jump into the abundance document?
I have a quick question.
Yes, ma'am.
Who's the Council of One? It's a bunch of masters, teachers, blah, blah, blah. Loved ones.
Great question. Thank you. The Council of One is a group of my spirit guides. I have worked with many different teachers throughout the years, and several of my teachers had a council of spirit guides, meaning a group of spiritual beings that they worked with regularly, like Mr. Miyagi. And I really liked that idea a lot. I was like, oh shit, like I want a spirit guide. And a Kundalini master that I dated for about 4 years had her group, and I told her I want to meet my spirit guide. Will you teach me? Will you, you know? And she took me in on a shamanic journey and talked me through this cave and this river, and I came out on a beach, and she said, turn around and you'll meet your guide. And it was this tall skinny dude wearing like a Jedi hooded cape thing, and I asked to see his face, and he took his hood off, and he was bald, and he had this goofy smirk on his face, and I could feel that wasn't what he actually looks like. And I said, show me your true form. And what I saw was a 6 foot tall oval of translucent light, which I learned years later is the shape of a soul, is an oval. It's not a circle, it's an oval. And that is my primary guide, and I've been working with him for many, many lifetimes, and I don't even know his name, so I call him Fred. And that sounded silly to me, so I wanted something more exotic, so I started calling him Federico, and he liked that. And then I started calling him Federico Suave because it made me giggle, and it made him giggle too. So he was the first guide that I started working with. And then I got many other guides throughout the years, Ra and Seth and Ma'at and Grandmother Aya and Christ Consciousness and the Palladians and the Arcturians, etc. I have a lot of guides on my council, and the Council of One is the group of them together, assembled as a portal to what Ra calls intelligent infinity, which is basically source. And so every time I close my eyes, every time I start speaking in a weird cadence, every time my words start feeling a certain level of gravity, okay, that's the council. That's the council. And you'll see it tonight. I don't know when and where, but they'll be here tonight. And I specifically asked for Seth's help. Seth guided us through spiritual ecstasy. It was amazing. So Seth will be here with us as well, and they're just where the guidance that I teach comes from. Thank you for the question. Anybody else? Okay, awesome. What I want you guys to do is grab your notebooks. I assume you all have a notebook. Grab your notebook, and what I want you to do is take notes on everything in this document as best you can. Don't assume that you're going to get a copy of it. You will, but I want you to write all of this down as best you can, and we're going to get through it as quickly as we can, but it's very important, and like if we have to go past 10, we will. Don't let time distract you from the importance of what's happening here right now. All right, I'll see you guys on the other side. This is a fun game. This is a fun game. Okay. Booyah. The document. To end all documents, Soul Stream presents Sacred Abundance 0224, baby. Unlocking the wealth of your soul. The 4th of February, 8 p.m. live Zoom. That's right now. Just in case y'all didn't know, this is right now. Okay? This is presence. And I'll keep reminding you, this is right now. This is presence. Even if you're watching this in the future, it's right now. Do you understand? Even if you're watching this in the future. All right, Declaration of Abundance. This is where we begin. Everybody write this down. Declaration of Abundance. I, write your name, promise for the next 30 days, I will open myself to the abundance within me and trust that what I find will be special and priceless and true. There's Joanna. And trust what I find will be special and priceless and true. I believe I am worthy of abundance, and I am ready to accept it in every aspect of my life. I know that giving is the key to receiving, and I am ready to give with my heart, mind, and soul. I will practice cultivating abundance every day, and I will appreciate all the abundance I experience as a result. Write this down right now. And as soon as you've got it written down, I want everyone to unmute themselves, and we're going to say it all together, like the Pledge of Allegiance. We're going to say it like the Pledge of Allegiance. Give me a thumbs up when you've got it written down. I promise for the next 30 days I will open myself to the abundance within me and trust that what I find will be special and priceless and true. I believe I am worthy of abundance, and I am ready to accept it in every aspect of my life. I know that giving is the key to receiving, and I'm ready to give with my heart, mind, and soul. I will practice cultivating abundance every day, and I will appreciate all the abundance I experience as a result. Okay, Natalie, can you go first for us and read that out loud, please?
Yes. I didn't finish writing it, but I will read it from my little screen here.
Thank you.
I, Natalie, promise for the next 30 days, I will open myself to the abundance within me and trust that what I find will be special and priceless and true. I believe that I am worthy of abundance, and I am ready to accept it in every aspect of my life. I know that giving is the key to receiving, and I am ready to give with my heart, mind, and soul. I will practice cultivating abundance every day, and I will appreciate all the abundance I experience as a result.
Thank you. Shannon, can you read it for us?
I, Shannon Lechner, promise for the next 30 days I will open myself to the abundance within me and trust that will find that what I find will be special and priceless and true. I believe I am worthy of abundance, and I am ready to accept it in every aspect of my life. I know that giving is the key to receiving, and I'm ready to give with my heart, mind, and soul. I will practice cultivating abundance every day, and I will appreciate all the abundance I experience as a result.
Thank you. Marvelous, can you read it for us?
Okay. I, Maria Velez, promise for the next 30 days, I will open myself to the abundance within me and trust that what I find will be priceless, special, and true. I believe I am worthy of abundance, and I am ready to accept it. I know that giving is the key to receiving, and I am ready to give with my heart, mind, and soul. I will practice cultivating abundance every day, and I will appreciate all the abundance I experience as a result. And
Beautiful.
I will support everyone that I encounter every day in finding the abundance within.
I love it. She's adding her own mantras, y'all. Thank you. Thank you for the abundance. Joanna, I don't know if you're home or in the car or whatever. Can you read that for us? Or are you in transit? All right. She's probably in transit then. Okay. So I would like to know how that felt to anybody to hear that several times and to hear each voice saying it. Anybody have anything to share about how that felt?
It felt powerful and it felt supported, like the community support around it. We're all on this journey together.
Thank you. Anybody else?
It makes me happy, but I feel like when I heard my voice, I don't sound happy, but I am.
Ah, nice. Thank you for letting us know. You have the vocal equivalent of resting bitch face.
I was like, this is coming off like I'm not happy about it, but I was like, but I couldn't make it cheerier. I was like, I don't know. It's
Yeah,
strong,
no,
but
that's great. And you had me at Dancing with Your Dog, honey. You get like all the shaman points for tonight. I love it. That was awesome. That was awesome. Okay, anybody else notice anything hearing everybody read this incredibly empowering mantra? Yes, ma'am. Marvelous.
It feels so much clarity. It's so, it's like, I know that this is what we're here for, but it's like a commitment. This is not a game. We're not just getting together to sing Kumbaya. It's a commitment. It's a promise, not just to me, but to you and everyone here. I'm going to show up. I'm going to be clear. I'm going to be intentional, and I'm going to receive as much as I give. And I'm going to give as much as I receive and even more. And so that's what it feels like to me.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. We're just getting warmed up, y'all. Let's dig in. Let's dig in. All right. What is Sacred Abundance? Sacred Abundance is a 4-week group coaching course. We will meet every Sunday from 8 to 10 p.m. to workshop abundance, rewrite subconscious beliefs, and manifest our highest good in a loving and supportive community. Then you will spend as much time as you can practicing your abundance exercises and completing your abundance assignments. I love that. Y'all are going to have abundance assignments. Week 1 is all about vision. We're going to learn the power of clarity and focus in visualizing your desired future timeline. So we're doing that tonight, vision. Week 2 is all about understanding, setting up, and utilizing systems of thought, systems of creation, and systems of exchange. Week 3 is all about identifying and clarifying your core message. How do you want the world to change? This message will draw in your bees like honey. Week 4 is all about learning to track and improve the revenue we receive on from our investments. We will learn to maximize value to maximize profit. And I do want to talk about this word for just a minute, because I know some of us here have struggled with this word, okay? And we're going to talk about our stories with money later. But I want to deal with this idea of profit right now. And I want you to understand that if you believe profit is bad, you will keep it away from you at all costs. You will avoid it at all costs. The same way you avoid poo-poo at all costs. Because you believe poo-poo is bad, and so you avoid it. And I want you to understand that if you do not see profit as a good thing, you will avoid it. You will not find one rich person anywhere, unless their money was given to them, that has a problem with profit. Okay? Profit is the spoils of abundance. It's the spoils of abundance. It is the crop that you reap. Okay? You cannot judge profit and create abundance in your life. Okay? So we have to be willing to rewrite what this word means to us out of the gate. Profit is not a bad thing. And what I like to associate it with is prophet. What is a prophet? Right? It's a messenger. It's an oracle. It's a channeler. Hello? Hello? Anybody? Does anyone see the the connection here? Does anybody see the connection? And the three words that I came up with to describe the Sacred Abundance course is passion, purpose, and profit. You can spell it this way if you need to. Passion, purpose, and profit. All right, let's go.
I love that. I love
Thank
it.
you. Thank you. I love that too. Thank you. All right, what is the goal? Why are we here? What are we trying to accomplish? The goal of this program is not a certain number in your bank account, a certain number of clients, or a certain number of sales. This is not a business course, y'all. The goal of this program is to consciously activate a rolling state of abundance. A rolling state of abundance inside yourself, which then seeps into every aspect of your life. As long as you are focusing on the feelings inside of you rather than worrying about if this will work or what you're going to sell, you have already won. It doesn't matter what you sell. It doesn't matter what you sell. It doesn't matter what you sell. Sales do not create abundance. Abundance creates sales. Money does not create abundance. Abundance creates money. Money is a relatively new invention in the human journey, while abundance gave birth to the human experience itself. Before a single human life could survive, there was an abundance of light and oxygen and food and water, and none of it cost a single cent. The real key to activating abundance is learning how to, quote, appreciate value. And we just discovered this live today on the live stream. Like beauty, value is in the eye of the beholder, and you are the beholder. Say this with me now. Value is in the eye of the beholder. I am the beholder. Say it again. Value is in the eye of the beholder. I am the beholder. Close your eyes and say it with me. Value is in the eye of the beholder. I am the beholder. Value is in the eye of the beholder. I am the beholder. Say this mantra again and again and notice how it feels in your body every time you say it. This is the goal of this course, to help you remember that you create all value for yourself, and your value can only be limited by your own imagination. All right, attitudes to avoid on this journey. Fear, frustration, perfectionism, competition, envy, greed. These attitudes, these emotions will not help you on this journey. Fear is afraid of itself. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. Frustration is the beginning of quitting. Perfectionism is a mental disability. It's a fascination with an imaginary state that can never be attained. It will not help you here. Competition. It will not help you here. This is not who can out abundance who. There's no, you can't quantify abundance, y'all. It's not a thing, okay? You can't put it in a
Your
basket.
volume is off. We can't hear you.
Say what?
I cannot hear you.
Can the rest of you hear me?
I cannot hear anybody. What's going on with my volume?
Okay, they can hear me. Marvelous.
I
Can you
hear
hear me now?
Let me get out and I'll get back in.
Okay. This is why we're recording. This is why we're recording. Don't want her to miss it. Don't want her to miss it. Okay, so you can't compete. You can't compete with people on abundance, right? Like, it's not like you have more abundance than me. Abundance is having more than you need. That's it. Like, and anything more than you need is abundance. We wouldn't be alive if we weren't experiencing abundance right now. You understand? We all have more than we need. We have more than we need food. We have more than we need heat and beds and like iPads and fucking Netflixes and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have abundance out the wazoo. The problem is not abundance. The problem is learning to appreciate it, learning to see it. Okay? Envy, obviously, that's not going to help you. Somebody else is doing better. Somebody else won more. Somebody else got a client faster than me. Not going to help you. And greed is not going to help you. That's what Shannon's guides told her, is stop being greedy with your gifts. Y'all are going to have to stop being greedy with your gifts. You're going to have to stop being afraid of sharing your passion with the world. Did you have a question, Shannon?
Well, two things. I kind of had an aha moment. I don't know if this is something you talked about in the live, but I feel like the word appreciate is really interesting because, you know, golds or, you know, oil or whatever can appreciate when we, on a sort of fake system that we create, it's all made up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Famed, you know, in like movies and blah, blah, blah. Like that's all, it's all made up or whatever. So I feel like things, what we appreciate and don't appreciate, like we value different things. But I feel like the other thing is like when Spirit said, don't be greedy with your gifts, I was just like, okay, then I can charge for it. Like, because I feel like I've had this weird thing,
Mm-hmm.
like, conflict of interest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, this is a gift that, you know, maybe I should be giving it away for free. And then when they said, don't be greedy, I was like, well, then I'm going to have to, you know, if you're okay with me charging for it, then by all means.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for that. And Spirit doesn't care what we do with what it shares, y'all. Spirit doesn't care. And I learned that with my teacher, the Kundalini master, who started me on the path of channeling. And I was really concerned with Ma'at, was the being that she channeled. I was really concerned with like what she wanted to be done with her words or inside of a space that Adrian might offer channeling a Ma'at to someone. And Ma'at made it very clear, like, I don't care what she does. She can do it for free. She can charge $1 million. She can put it in a book. She can, like, it didn't matter. The guidance was there for her, and she could do whatever she wanted to with it. Ma'at literally did not care. Marvelous. Yes, ma'am.
So what I heard from my guides, it was that I would be uncomfortable with charging,
Mm-hmm.
but that I should begin charging 125 to at the very minimum.
Nice.
And that was their number
nice.
at the very minimum, that they knew that I would be uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but that they were also saying, you know, the type of person that needs what you are here to give has the resources, and so you don't have to worry because you're not taking advantage of people. And that was another message, that, you know, you can do whatever you want with this, you know, Spirit doesn't care, but karma and the path that you set for yourself, it's your intention, and you have to, you know, go, you know, the law of you know, cause and effect, right? And if I'm going to be greedy, if I'm going to be using these gifts to take advantage of somebody who cannot pay. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take
Mhm.
advantage of people. I'm not going to abuse anyone. Right. But if I were to take that path, spirit doesn't care. Do what, you know, do what you want with it, but you would have to face, you know, your own ways of working. Right.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Thank you.
And thank you for that, Marvelous. And I love that as a starting price point. And you can begin charging that whenever you're ready. And even once you're charging that, you can still give it away if you want to. You can do pro bono if you want to. It's your service. And I love that they challenged you. Everyone, it's challenging to charge more for their services. And what I will tell you is creating abundance in the new paradigm, in this ascension process that we're all inside of, is all about justifying higher values for things, higher cost for things, not trying to Walmart and Etsy and Shopify everybody into TikToking everything. Like, nobody's gonna win. Nobody's gonna win with $15 shit, y'all.
And we've probably paid a lot of money to like learn our gifts. So like, why would we not charge? Yeah. So it's like,
Mm-hmm. And here's the real key is that people value what they pay for, and they don't value what they don't pay for. And I've been struggling with how much I charge since I started doing this. And the more that I charge, the more value I see people place upon the transformation I'm offering to them, you know? And so congratulations, Marvelous, and I challenge you others to think in terms of what is frightening to charge as well. But don't believe you have to come out of the gate charging, because we have to start off giving shit away. If we can't give something away, there's no way we can sell it, right? So we have to start off by giving stuff away. And the way we're going to do that is with an offer. But we're getting the cart in front of the horse. So let's get back to this. Thank you, ladies. All right. Attitudes to assist on this journey: trust, love, exploration, effortlessness, serendipity, connection. Okay? These are emotions that will keep you in a state of abundance. Write these down. Think about these. Focus on these as we move through these 4 weeks. All right, terminology. Let's get into some vocab, some vocabulary. All right, sacred abundance. What do we mean when we say sacred? Let's get specific. Sacred means anything worthy of deep respect and reverence, often conveying spiritual truth. Sacred means anything worthy of deep respect and reverence, often conveying spiritual truth. Abundance. Abundance is the ability to perceive value in every moment and every experience. Abundance is the ability to perceive value in every moment and every experience. We're going to talk about this later as well. Abundance is an ability. That means it's a skill. That means we can train it. We can practice it. Okay? It's an ability, and it's an ability of perception. It's an ability to perceive. So we're going to be training our perception, and what we're going to be training ourselves to see is value. We're going to transform our concept of what value means. The law of attraction. Thoughts are things. Things become feelings. Feelings become actions. Actions become reality. Thoughts are things. Things become feelings. Feelings become actions. Actions become reality. I'm getting hot, y'all. Intention. A clear statement of desire, along with an intuitive trust of fulfillment. A clear statement of desire with an intuitive trust of fulfillment. Intention. Intention is everything we're going to be doing for this entire thing, but especially tonight, we're going to focus on intention. Focus. the concentration of energy in a particular time, place, or direction. Detachment, the ability to let go of all expectation of how a desire might be manifested. Okay, now this is how it's going to happen, y'all. This right here, these three definitions, this is the law of attraction. This is what it's about: intention, focus, and detachment. You have to determine what your vision is. What do I want? Then you have to hold that vision in your mind with focus. You have to hold that frequency as a state of being. And then you have to let go of or detach from the outcome. That is the law of attraction. Those three terminology words. And then here we go. This is the key to the whole shebang, y'all. Value. A method of determining relative worth. Relative worth. Because it is always an effect of subjective perception. Value is always a comparison. Without something to compare to, there is no way to determine value. That's why a soul is priceless. A method of determining relative worth. It is always an effect of subjective perception. And here we go, gratitude. This is the key. The council today, they describe gratitude as a key that opens the door to your vault of abundance. Gratitude is the key. An active appreciation of importance or meaning in one's life. Gratitude. Ooh, here we go. Hello, trust. The belief that everything will work out exactly as it should, and we can enjoy the ride. Thank you. Trust is the belief that everything will work out exactly as it should, and we can enjoy the ride. Booyah! All right, vocab. Conscious versus unconscious. We're going to be working with this for this entire program. The conscious mind is responsible for all the things we are aware of, while the subconscious mind is responsible for all of our hardwired programs and patterns. Your heartbeat, your breath rate, perspiration, elimination, digestion, etc. are all subconscious programs running automatically in the background. But we also have beliefs and habits and archetypes that function at this subconscious level, endlessly cycling through our lives, okay? And it is this level that we are going to reprogram our patterns, okay? We are going to use the conscious mind to reprogram our unconscious beliefs. And through this program, you are going to see how your beliefs are a self-fulfilling prophecy and all your life have determined your experiences. And as we change your beliefs, you're going to watch your experiences change as well. All right, principles of the law of attraction. You guys don't have to write these down unless you want to, because I'm going to go through these really fast, but this will be in the document. You guys will get a link to tonight. Principles of the law of attraction. Number 1, like attracts like. The fundamental principle of the law of attraction states that similar energies attract each other. Positive thoughts and emotions attract positive experiences, while negative thoughts attract negative experiences. 2, thoughts become things. Your thoughts have creative power. What you consistently focus on and believe will manifest in your reality, whether positive or negative. 3, the power of intention. That's what we're going to work with tonight. Setting clear intentions aligns your energy and focus towards manifesting your desires. By consciously directing your thoughts and actions, you can attract what you want into your life. 4, emotional guidance system. This is a very important shift in paradigms of most people see their emotions as a problem, as something to fight or repress. Emotions are here to guide us. Your emotions serve as a guidance system, indicating whether your thoughts and beliefs are in alignment with your desires. Positive emotions indicate alignment with your desires, while negative emotions signal misalignment. Gratitude, there it is, and appreciation, there it is. Remember, appreciation is not only feeling the importance of something, but it's also raising the value of something. Cultivating gratitude and appreciation for what you already have raises your vibration and attracts more positive experiences into your life. Detachment, we talked about that earlier. Release attachment to specific outcomes and trust in the universe's timing and infinite possibilities. Detachment allows you to surrender control and flow with the natural rhythm of manifestation. Visualization, this is what we're doing tonight, and affirmations, we're doing those as well. Visualizing your desired outcomes in vivid detail and using affirmations to reinforce positive beliefs help program your subconscious mind for success and attract your desires into reality. Acting as if. This is fake it till you make it, y'all. This is how we learn everything. Behaving and feeling as if your desires have already manifested creates the energetic frequency necessary to attract them into your life. Acting with confidence and conviction reinforces your belief in the manifestation process. Alignment with Source. This is the sacred in sacred abundance. Connect with the universal energy or source through practices such as meditation, yes, thank you. Mindfulness, yes, thank you. Being in nature, yes, thank you. Pranayama or breath work, yes, thank you. Drawing, sacred geometry, yes, thank you. Light language, yes, thank you. Aligning with source energy amplifies your manifesting power. Remember that, y'all. It amplifies your manifesting power and enhances your ability to attract abundance. Actually, to just perceive abundance, because abundance is everywhere. 10, inspired action. While the law of attraction emphasizes the power of thoughts and energy, taking inspired action is essential for bringing your desires into physical form. Trust your intuition and take aligned action towards your goals. All right, let's get into it now. We're gonna shift into the workbook part, and you guys are gonna write down this stuff, and you're gonna give the best answers, the most in-depth answers you can. Are you here with us now, Joanna? I can't see the chat from here. Are you here with us, Joanna? I see her camera, but I don't know if she can interact with us or not. Let me put this over here. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now I can see the chat. All right. Vision. Vision is the ability to clearly see what you desire for your future and your destiny. What do you want for yourself? What do you want for others? Clarity leads to focus. When you have a clear vision of what you want, you can focus your energy and attention on the frequency of that vision. Clarity eliminates distractions and allows you to channel your efforts with precision. Ding, ding, ding. Empowers decision making. A clear vision provides a framework for making decisions that align with your long-term goals. Thank you. It becomes easier to discern which opportunities to pursue and which to let go of. Thank you, Natalie. Ensuring that every action you take brings you closer to your desired outcome. boosts motivation and persistence. Hello, who doesn't need a little motivation? Who doesn't need a little persistence? A compelling vision ignites your passion and fuels your determination to overcome obstacles. When you encounter challenges along the way, your vision serves as a beacon of hope, reminding you of the abundant future that awaits. And finally, it aligns with the law of attraction. Your vision acts as a magnet, drawing the people, resources, and circumstances. Resources are everywhere, you guys. There's resources everywhere. And circumstances needed to manifest your desires. When you hold a clear and unwavering vision of abundance, you signal the universe that you are ready to receive, and it responds in kind. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig into vision, but we're going to start with words. We're going to start with words, and then we're going to shift into images, okay? So I want you to write these questions down, and we're going to take a few minutes to answer them as best you can, all right? We're going to start with, what were my beliefs about money and success while growing up? Write that question down right now. What were my beliefs about money and success while growing up? And while you guys are answering that, I'm going to answer here too. What were some of my beliefs? Money is the root of all evil. Rich people are spoiled brats. There's never enough money to go around. Money doesn't grow on trees. Debt is a bad thing, although everybody uses it. So as you can see, I'm just grabbing these memories, these beliefs from childhood. What were my beliefs about money and success while growing up? You have to save for a rainy day. Power corrupts. Money equals power. Money equals power. Power. And power corrupts. There's Joanna, that it was something everyone wants but never has enough of. Thank you. Thank you, dear. Everyone wants it, but no one has enough. The market determines your worth. The market determines your value. Okay, keep digging, and I want you to notice that the deeper you dig, the more you see about your own story. The more you see, about how you existed with abundance. I'm going to give you about another minute on this one. I'm going to go grab some water real quick. I'll be right back. I need a dollar. I need a dollar, dollar is what I need. Hey, hey, I need a dollar, dollar. That was so much fun, y'all. Okay. All right, we ready? Oh, Shan's got to. Potty break. Potty break. Ooh, too bad Joanna's not actually on there with us, or she could give us some light language. Intermission. Ooh. All right, Natalie, while we're waiting on everybody to come back, tell me anything you've learned tonight. Tell me anything you've picked up.
Um, I'm feeling like I'm carrying around some of those attitudes that aren't going to help me out.
Mm.
So I have to let go of those things. And then just as I was writing down the answer to the question that we're dealing with now, I could see part of what it is.
Mm.
And its root, I think, is coming up from that question.
Beautiful. Is that anything you can share with us right now, or is that for a later time?
I could share if you want to go ahead and get the answer to my question. I I was when I was a kid, my mom pretty much did all kinds of different jobs, but mostly she would be a receptionist or secretary. But she did all kinds of jobs. My dad was an accountant, and they always would tell me that, you got to work really hard. Um, Work was looked at as like a thing you do, not a thing you love, not a passion, not something that was fun. Um, that they always told me, because all I wanted to do was art, and they always told me that I can't make a living with art, and argued with me quite a bit. And that's what I wanted to go to college for. And of course, they were paying for college, and so it was a big argument. And I told them, well, I'll be an art teacher. And so I got to go to college and study art education. And I was told that that your work is nice, but it's not good enough. It's just a pretty thing, but what are you going to do to make money? And so I think I was talking to Marvelous just today about when she called me for her poetry, her channeled poetry, that, I always asked, I always prayed, can I please, what can I do with this that would be something other than a pretty flower or a portrait of someone's dog? Those are nice and I do love doing them. And I can make a seascape, a landscape, a portrait, or whatever, but is there something that could actually help somebody? And I could never see it. I could never do it. And so I'm so excited about this next process, but I feel like that negativity is in there,
Mm-hmm.
and I need to purge all that out.
Mm. Thank you so much for the clarity of that acknowledgement. And I hope everybody here can feel the importance of what she did, like really putting her heart on the table. That is the best way to approach your spiritual journey. And that's the best way to get anything out of any spiritual process. So thank you for that, Natalie. And we can get to the root of that very quickly with that approach. Thank you. Thank you. Marvelous. Can you tell us anything you can about your answer?
Yes. I've dug into this for a while. It's still dissecting. But these are the beliefs that I grew up with. Again, money's the root of all evil. It causes family division. People with money are unhappy and depressed. People with lots of money are assholes and self-entitled. Debt is unavoidable. There's never enough money for everything I want. And I must rob Peter to pay Paul.
Mm-hmm.
One bill can be sacrificed to pay another bill.
Woo!
And rich people are selfish.
Wow. We're gonna have to make a catalog of all of these, y'all, because we share a lot of them. Can you tell us anything you got from seeing all those beliefs together?
It's just, the lies, and the fact that I've accepted this as a way of living, in a way. Like, I mean, I make pretty good money the way with my job. I make more money than any of my siblings put together. And, and I find myself sometimes like, where is the money going? Like, where is it going? How am I spending it that I don't like? Do I have money to take a vacation that I want? Do I have to sacrifice something? And I'm not the kind of woman that spends money on, like I get my hair done like every 6 months. Like, it's not even every 3 months. Like, women get this, they spend $500. I only spend $200 like every 6 months. And so where's the money going? I'm not even buying $600 shoes. Like, where's the money going? I make really good money with my job, and I got 2 jobs, and so with all these beliefs, and it's like, debt is unavoidable. So why am I in debt? How much debt do I have? And can I afford to make renovations in my home? Where am I going to get the money for that? Can I save money for vacation? Like, how is it that I'm not respecting the income that I'm getting, right? Because I am getting blessings. I am really blessed in so many ways, and then money always comes when something goes wrong. Money's there. I get checks out of the blues, like, hey, we owe you money, and that's the money I needed to pay something for the car. And so, but why am I depending on these chunks of money that come, right? Why am I sometimes wondering, well, maybe I could pay that bill later, I'll just not pay it now. Why am I not more responsible with the abundance that I have, right? And I am a pretty responsible person because I don't splurge on things, but where am I allocating these funds, right? Where am I, shifting this abundance? And is it because I have these beliefs, that are like right there? I still wonder, oh man, I gotta move money for debt. And I'm not even in a lot of debt.
Not even enough compared to not even, I mean, the mortgage, but that's the biggest debt. And the other stuff is it's not a lot. It's not even, it's not a lot compared to a lot of people,
Mhm.
and I cannot even compare myself to a lot of people, but you know, I was able to bounce, when I got divorced, I was able to bounce out of that in like less than 5 years. Things kind of like I'm so much more financially stable now than when I was married and we had two incomes. So like I'm still adjusting to the abundance that I'm receiving and where am I allocating it? And am I stuck in these beliefs that I need to shuffle it, like how am I not like putting the abundance that I have in the right place.
Mhm. Yes,
I'm not
ma'am.
even sure that I'm clear.
No, I feel where you're coming from, and you're going to get clarity in this process. We've just begun. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Yes, ma'am. Shannon, can you tell us what some of your answers were?
Sure. There's a lot of conflicting stuff that I learned growing up. Not enough, not enough money go around. We had the older kids had hand-me-downs for the new kids, the younger kids who were my family would not even get stuff that was on sale. My dad was very stingy with money. He would give lots of money to the church, but basically steal from the poor or his tenants. He was a
Mm.
realtor. So that there's a lot of that still feels gross and disgusting. But also, he's providing for his family. Save for a rainy day, hide money from the government. Um, can't trust the government. Money equals power. Power corrupts. And I feel like growing up, like, men had the power because they had the jobs, they had the money, and so that they could create like an imbalance in the house or the home because they were wielding this power, right? Because the wife normally wasn't working. But same thing goes on like in Hollywood, like the people with the money wield the power and do gross things with it. Um, so money can be evil. Let's see. Market determines worth. Will always be middle class, but have like a lower middle class mentality or lower class mentality. Need to be generous and tithe, but not too generous. Um, in I feel like I chose a profession where money's always sort of been a struggle, but if there is any surplus, then I spend it all and I go traveling with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either I have it and I'm stored away like a squirrel because I'm working so hard and I have no life, and
Yeah.
then I like go spend it when I do have time and do have a life. So yeah, having a better relationship with money and having a balance. Like I think you were um Mary Bellis, I think you were kind of speaking to maybe having like a better relationship with money would be great. And not having shame and guilt that surrounds it or feeling like it's evil. Yeah, I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a big thing.
Very helpful.
And Natalie, I had a similar upbringing. I was good at art, didn't know what I was going to do with it. And I did feel like if I choose art truly, like, first, I don't feel like I was good enough, but also like I'm going to be a starving artist. Like you can't choose to be an artist because therefore you'll be a starving artist. And I've actually met a girl who was like a true artist in LA, and she actually like made money with it. So yeah, it's possible, but you have
Mm-hmm.
to. It's almost like being an actor. So you have to like really, really, really believe in yourself and
Yep.
go with
You have to
conviction.
manifest it. You have to convince people of your value. That is the game. That's the only
Mhm.
challenge. You all
And it
understand?
is a game. Yeah, it's
It's
a
a
game.
game. You have to convince people of your value.
Mhm.
Ta-da. All right, let's dig deeper. Where did my screen go? There it is. All right. Next question. How did my parents handle money? You might have sort of answered this before, but if you didn't, anything you didn't, add here. So like in my case, like my my mom, I don't know why it's doing that. My mom, okay, let's do this. My mom and father never had a bank account. They would cash their checks. My dad would lose an entire paycheck gambling. When there was no food. My mother always gave away anything she had. Then complained that no one gave her anything. I'll give you about another minute. Oh yeah, my mom worked 3 jobs. A decent apartment. She would. Are you eating food while you're supposed to be writing about your childhood wounds, Shannon?
I wrote.
Tisk tisk. Okay.
I wrote.
All right.
It's very deep. It's very deep stuff too.
All right. All right. It's your abundance. You can take as much of it as you want to. Don't let me push it on you. She would tell me she didn't have money for a Hot Wheel, then send me to the gas station for cigarettes. There you go. All right, is everybody good? Okay, perfect. Next one. How was I hurt? By money or privilege? How was I hurt? By money or privilege? I was insulted by rich kids. I saw people get robbed. People stole my things. stole a lollipop. I lost money many times. And my family made fun of me. I hated selling my time for money. All right, next. What do I want most at this point in my journey? Bring out the big guns. What do I want most at this point in my journey? Be as specific as you can. I want freedom of time and space. I want luxury amenities given by others. That's like the resorts that are gonna pay me to come and do like Tony Robbins shit. I want to travel at least half the year. I want to own no more than I can fit into an SUV. I want to get paid 5 figures for corporate speeches. Anybody having fun yet? I want grapes and pineapple for breakfast every day. That's already true, but I want it to continue. All right. Y'all are going to continue adding to these this whole week, so don't feel like you have to answer everything right now. Here we go. Next one, we're going even deeper. Shadow work, baby. What am I most afraid of? What am I most afraid of? Responsibility. Ooh, yuck. undesired commitment. Compromising my honor. Money affecting my character. What are you most afraid of? I'm afraid of money affecting my character. If you're afraid money's going to make you a shitty person, are you going to try to accrue a lot of it? Probably not. Not fulfilling my destiny. Not honoring the gifts bestowed upon me.
Oh my God, I'm writing just that. I was just writing exactly that.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay. We've got a few more. What do I want to feel like in my new timeline? What do I want to feel like in my new timeline? Energized. Empowered. Emancipated. Confident. Effortless. Wise. Compassionate. Generous. Loving. Creative. Ooh, here's a big one, y'all. Content. Mm-hmm. Contentment, that's the holy grail. Fulfillment. Okay, perfect. Next, we got what are my greatest passions? What are my greatest passions? Adventure. imagination, creative expression, theater, music, dance, sports, sex, woo! Storytelling.
What was that last question?
Channeling. What are my greatest passions?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Channeling. Books. Metaphysics. Let's say alchemy instead. Crystals. Shamanism. Plant medicine. Okay. Doop, 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 doop. What are my greatest passions? And then, what moments in my life made me feel meaning and purpose? Woo! What moments in life made me feel meaning and purpose? Winning championships and trophies. Learning skills. Performing. Art. Friendship. Teamwork. Teaching others. Teaching others. rescuing someone in need. I had hero syndrome. Boom. All right. And what are my primary archetypes? Now, before you guys can answer this, we need to pop over here and look at these real quick. This is one of my favorite examples of archetypes. And really quick, I want you to figure out which of these archetypes were your primary ones. Were you a ruler? Were you an artist? Were you an innocent? Were you a sage, an explorer, an outlaw, a magician, a hero, a lover, a jester, an everyman? Did you blend in to the background? Were you a caregiver? And write down 3 or 4 of your most common archetypes. Oh, what happened to my... Oh, there we go. Okay, so what are my primary archetypes? And then the final one is, which archetypes do I still need to activate? This is an important question.
Can you put them back up again?
Yes, that's what I'm doing right now.
Mm.
So we want to know which ones we have cycled in, which ones have been our main ones. And then we want to get a sense for which ones we have not yet activated. Have we not activated our ruler or our king? Have we not activated our jester, our clown? Have we not activated our magician? All right. I will send you guys a link to this image as well. Let me go ahead and throw the link to this Google Doc. And what I want to see is if we can figure out a way to all share a Google Doc. So this is a copy that I'm gonna send to you guys. And I want to see if we can all use the same copy. So y'all don't have to worry about screwing this up because I have a copy. But I want to see if we can all use the same documents. And you guys can print them and then write on them or whatever. Okay, how do I get back to done? Stop share. Booyah. And I'm going to put this in the chat here. Everyone, boom. All right, go ahead and click that link in the comments, and that should open up this Google Doc for you. Save a copy for yourself, but keep that link open because I want to see if we can all use the same document. We're gonna workshop Abundance, y'all. we're gonna do it all in the same place. Shannon said there's a good site to find out more about archetypes that I will try and find. Awesome. Thank you, Shannon. There's a bunch of great sources for archetypes. All we really need them for is just getting a feel for where we really want to go. Who do we really want to become? And,
It says that I don't have access, just letting you know.
You have to grant us access.
okay, so if you
It says
ask,
I don't have access.
can you ask for access? Because I'm in it right now, but I don't.
I think you have to go to the section where it says file and then let it drop down to share.
4 people.
The file.
4 people would like to access. Hold on. Shannon, share. This is my first time using Google Docs, so I'm not familiar how this works. So Share. I'm sharing with all of you. Look at the abundance, y'all. Now you should all be able to see. Can you see?
Yep.
Beautiful. So you guys can make a copy of that and know that not only is this going to guide your process, this will guide other people following behind you. All right. Do we have any questions before we do a sacred abundance meditation? Anybody? Anybody? Questions? Everybody good? Okay. Let's go ahead and sit up straight. Close your eyes. And I want you to take a few moments to just notice your breath. I want you to appreciate your breath. I want you to appreciate the feeling of your breath. Appreciate the oxygen, the life-giving oxygen. And now I'm going to teach you the simplest way to allow yourself to appreciate your breath. You're going to take a deep, deep inhale and you're going to hold it. Deep inhale and hold your breath. Hold it for as long as you can. Keep holding. Keep holding. And release. Notice how much more your body appreciates that oxygen now. Appreciate this oxygen. Appreciate the feeling of it. Appreciate the movement of it. And then notice how quickly you start taking it for granted. Let's do it one more time just to see. Take a deep inhale and hold your breath. And release. Appreciate your breath. Thank you, breath. Now appreciate your sensation. Thank you, sensation. Notice that as you appreciate each sensation, they get bigger, they move, they change. Follow each sensation as you appreciate the quality, the experience. Say thank you, sensation. Say thank you, hearing. Thank you, smell. Thank you, taste. Thank you, imagination. Thank you, heart. Thank you, mind. Thank you, soul. Notice what every thank you feels like. Remember, gratitude is the key to the door of abundance. Notice what this gravity feels like in your body. Where do you feel it? How big is it? Does it have a color? From this place of gratitude, float slowly and gently back into your life stream. Float slowly and gently back into your story. Feel the nature of your story flowing like a river. Feel your life as a river of never-ending energy, because it is. Feel this energy flowing from the past through this present moment, and feel this energy flowing out into the future. Just like a river, feel that all of this stream is present right now. As water fills up that entire river right now. Feel that your entire story exists right now. And from this now, simply begin to imagine what you would like tomorrow to look like and feel like. Begin to see what you would like to do tomorrow and the day after. Who would you like to become? What would you like to achieve or accomplish? Where would you like to go? And what kind of service would you most enjoy providing to others. Where do you want to live? What kind of furniture and design do you want? What kind of clothes, what kind of wardrobe do you want? What kind of clients do you want? What do they look like? Where do they work? Where do they gather? What kind of resources do you desire? Do you need investors or loans or companies or partners? Write your story like a script. Film at 11. As you see each of these desires, focus deeply on the feeling of each desire. Focus on the feeling of what you want to achieve. Focus on the feeling of who you want to help, how you desire to help. Focus on the feeling of where you live. Fully embody the feeling of your desire. As though it were now. Because now is the only place you can feel anything. Now is the only place you can feel anything. Feel your desire as though fulfilled right now. Feel the joy of accomplishment, the dopamine of ownership. Feel the envy of your peers. Feel the abundance of your own awareness. Feel that it never runs out. Feel that your energy never runs dry. And now say to yourself silently, I am abundance. I am abundance. Notice how it feels in your body. I am abundance. And now add a qualifier. I am sacred abundance. I am sacred abundance. I am sacred abundance. Accept every sensation, because every sensation is true, and every sensation is you. Beautiful. Coming back to your bodies, wiggling your fingers and toes, stretching anything that you need to stretch. All right. Thank you for writing on the Celeste Express this evening. I want to go around and talk to you about what you felt, takeaways, reflections, questions, etc. Can you start for us, Natalie?
Yeah, I don't know why, but I'm feeling sad.
Hmm.
This is sad. And I have no, but I'm okay. What are you gonna do? Just
Very.
big feelings time.
It
That's
is.
all.
It is big feelings time. Can you dig into what it feels like it's about for you? Did it come from your vision of the future, or was it something about the past? Do you know when it started?
Um, I don't know. I kind of feel like uh, like like there's not enough time.
Keep your eyes closed for me. Tell me about not enough time.
Sometimes it's really overwhelming inside my my head, inside my body, and all of these things that I want to do and I know I can do, and all the things that I should do, should do, things I things I need to fix that feel overwhelming to fix. Um, conflicting conflicting desires, wanting to spend more time with my family. I I kind of feel like I wasted a lot of time spinning,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm getting towards the very last part of my life. I maybe have 20, 30 more years left. I mean, I'm 60. If I live to 90, that would be a pretty good achievement. 58, I shouldn't say I'm 60. 58.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I I want I want to tap into my warrior right now and it's not coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to feel that backbone. Uh,
But you can't until you go and you feel that shame.
I wrote shame down
Tell us
in
about the shame.
my questions. Where was it?
Don't worry about your questions. Keep your eyes closed. Tell us about the shame.
It had to do with growing up and and all the things about money.
Mm-hmm.
My parents, they would try so hard to have a middle class life, and we definitely didn't have a middle class income. And they tried really hard. They got a house in the best neighborhood that they could, and they got cars. Um, but there wasn't ever enough. I couldn't do things like Girl Scouts because there wasn't enough money for Girl Scouts. I couldn't have the clothes that people wanted to have because the clothes that the other kids had because we couldn't afford it. And they did the very best that they could. They did the very best that they could, and I got haircuts by mom and I got clothes made by mom with crooked hems and too short bangs, and I was bullied a lot. And I don't know what any of that has to do with this, but I I
Mm-hmm.
can the shame came out of the lack, and the shame came out of my parents would often not be able to get a loan from a bank and they would have to get a loan from my mom's parents. And when they had to do that, it was always like, okay, but, you know, and it just felt pitiful and icky and shameful.
Mm-hmm.
And
So keep your eyes closed for me, and I want you to understand there's a reason why this step in your journey broke you up more than anything else. Like you didn't come out of your sexual trauma stuff like this, okay? And there's a reason for it. And if you can imagine someone with sexual trauma going to a salsa dance class, you can imagine they're going to face some fucking fear and some pain and some sadness, right?
yeah,
And value and worth, this idea of abundance has been a point of trauma for you, and you know that you can't shift into it without letting go of all of those remaining stories. And you've let go of a whole lot of stories related to your own self-worth, but
right.
obviously we didn't deal with the outside world's concept of value. And I can feel that your struggle with that is what that sadness was about. Tell me if that feels on to you.
Yeah, more than likely.
Is there anything else you can share with us about it?
I don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
It can go away and take a hike.
Mm-hmm.
It
You,
can just leave.
you know you have the tools, and we're gonna work with them here in this process as well. Um, and know that as weak as that sadness might make you feel, that is the karma that you must face. That is the karma you must process in order to install new beliefs. Thank you for the depth and vulnerability of that, dear. Love you.
Love
Did
you
you
too.
have anything for her, Marvelous?
The inception of your being was created to be here. Your value, your perception is so tainted with these human ways. Raise above it, see it there. For you are in the golden era. Raise above it. You can do it. You can do it. It's okay. You are the golden era. This is just a river. There's plenty of rocks there. You're just merging all of this. It's like a big move, you know? You have to get rid of the junk. You have to clean the garage. Clean the garage. And put in those boxes that are gonna go to, the recycling bin, all those emotions, all those beliefs that are subconscious, that are ours right here in this plane of existence. But we know, raise above it. Raise above it. See it from there. Mix and match. Mix and match. Create something new. You are the golden era. I love you.
Thank you, Marvelous. Marvelous message. Beautiful. Shannon, can you share with us any takeaways, anything you felt tonight?
Yeah. So I do feel like sometimes I feel like I tried to forgive my parents for everything that I'm holding on to, but when you brought up some of the questions about money and parents and stuff like that, there were some incidences where my mom was a shopaholic, so I'm one of 11 children.
Mm.
I was the second oldest, so I had to help out with the children. And somewhere along the way, she had some miscarriages, and I don't know, she was super, super depressed. She got like bipolar-ish, let's say. So to go into a manic state, she would shop. So she was a shopaholic. There was no other way to say it. That was her release. That was her escapism. And I remember we would go to a place like Macy's, and she collected these figurines called Precious Moments, and she collected thousands of them. And I'm not exaggerating. Like, she tried to collect every single last one of them. So she screamed at me one time in Macy's and was like, "I can't afford to buy you clothes." But I knew she was going to go next door to buy these stupid, like, $100 figurines.
Mm-hmm.
And the message I got was like, just growing up in general, was like, nothing was ever going to be good enough, no matter how much I helped out, no matter what I did, it was never going to be enough. But I, like, in a way, like, basically, I say that like, oh, this was like an conscious like message I was given, but I literally like now this is a real conscious message I would get is like, you're not precious. These precious moments are worth more than precious moments with your own children. So I kind of got this, I have a worthiness problem. And so basically this is a concrete thing that she would do is like screamed at me and made like basically like made a scene about how she can't afford clothes when I know she can. She's getting money from my father who's squirreling it away and stuff like that. But that was her relief and her escapism. And I kind of knew it, I think on a subconscious, conscious level. But also at some point it was so bad that we had pictures of all the children in the dining room and she took them all down to put up stuffed animal precious moments. So the older kids like went to my dad and were like, Mom's sick. Like literally like this is not okay anymore. She's taking down pictures of her children to put up these goddamn fucking figurines. So like to me that was like another way that like my parent my worthiness came into like a tricky a place where it was like, my dad was doing shady things with money. My mom was taking this money and doing her own weird stuff. And so I don't know, it's pretty hurtful when if I really think about it and process it. So maybe this is like some stuff I like haven't really, I guess, processed like how horrible it was.
Yeah, totally. Like this is the stuff that we have to face and release in order to shift into new dimensions. So thank
On
you for
top of
that.
her help, like on top of the fact that I was helping to raise her children, I wasn't even being rewarded, in some ways. I was being told I'm still not good enough. So.
Totally. Can you close your eyes for me and tell us anything you can about your vision for the future? What did you see? What do you want to feel? What do you want to be?
Producer and director of a
Hmm.
travel show.
How did it feel?
Amazing. I'm with my life partner, and he's a big part of that as well. So it's like a team effort.
Hmm.
We're traveling all around the world and encouraging other people to do that. I think that's part of my vision is, sort of like the Anthony Bourdain, like encouraging others to get out in the world and see it and expand their minds.
And tell
You
me,
know,
where you feel it in your body. Where do you feel that vision?
like chest and
Hmm.
like all over it kind of makes me very warm and it spreads out.
Thank you. That's what I want you to focus on this week is that feeling of those visions, okay? That feeling is what is going to change your light codes. That's what's going to change your timeline is those feelings.
Give me tingles.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Did you have anything for her, Marvelous?
I think the idea that our the legacy our parents have instilled in us is so tied to the identity that we identify with, right? But the umbilical cord was cut. Like, we tie ourselves to their personalities, to their way of being. But honestly, they did their best. They really did their best, and honestly,
They did,
They
Shannon.
could have done better.
Everyone does.
They
Everyone
could have.
does their best. Like that's one
Okay.
of the tenets of
honestly,
NLP.
they didn't know any better, and
Hmm.
and if they knew the damage they were causing, do you think they would be able to live with themselves?
Right.
They really didn't know.
Hmm.
and we know better now, and we know better, and we forgive, and we take the lesson and go. Take the lesson, shift, and go. The world is yours. You're a bulldozer. Take it.
like,
Awesome. Thank you,
I
dear.
actually kind of felt like I wanted to say something similar to Natalie. It's like, don't believe the beliefs of your parents and your grandparents and your great parents. Our life's journey is to, like you're saying, rise above it. Like their beliefs are not your beliefs. So let go of their beliefs. That's not yours to carry around. Stop carrying around other people's shit.
Mhm.
You know, you have a 2 pound bag. Stop trying to carry around 10 pounds of shit especially of other people's stuff. So you come up with your own beliefs and rise above, like you were saying. And let's create all these new beliefs about abundance.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. All right,
Thank you,
Marvelous.
Marvelous.
Tell us anything you can share about tonight. What did you take away?
A lot. I wrote a lot. Like how many
Mhm.
pages?
Don't look at your notes though. Close your eyes.
I'll close my eyes. Yes, sir.
Uh,
um, it's like an overview of how things, what got me here, right? And thinking about exactly, we're all here thinking about our parents and the way they did things, and being in alignment with following their footsteps, when I know in my gut feeling something was wrong, something had to be different. That's not the way, I know better, but I couldn't like stand up and challenge the way they did things, because that's, they were doing better than their parents, you know. And my mother was one of those people that she had 7 children. She divorced my dad. She moved and she was like, I'm going to do this on my own. And I love her courage and her determination. And yes, while we didn't go without, we had food, we had a shelter, but she owed everybody money. And I don't blame her. She had to feed us, And my father didn't really pay a lot of child support, and those were the days they wouldn't force anybody to pay. So he would, gamble what he made, and then he would blame my mother for overspending, but she had 7 children. I mean, hello. Um, she had an 8th grade education, but she made it happen. She made it happen. We always had, of course, I'm the youngest, so hand-me-downs. Um, hand-me-downs always, and she used to make us underwear out of bed sheets, use bed sheets instead of throwing them out. She would just clean them and make underwear and shirts and pajamas. And I just loved her creativity, and I just loved the way she survived, and I just loved the way she hustled and did things to make sure we didn't even know we didn't have anything. And of course I was comparing to other kids, but who cared? I lived at the beach, right?
mhm.
I had the world in my hands,
Mm.
And so I was, I did want to participate in events like, taking theater classes. I wanted to go on field trips, but I was embarrassed because I was actually embarrassed for her. I was embarrassed for her because she would go and ask people to donate. Hey, your daughter is no longer, in this, group, she's not using the uniform, do you think you can, my daughter can have it? And people would offer like, yeah, my daughter's not using those clothes for that team. That was, we were like in the Batoon girls, so we had like leotards that we had to wear and special boots and the Batoon that we had to buy. And she would get donations. And one time we went to pick up donations, and the lady was like, oh, I'm not giving it to you. And my mother was so embarrassed, and I was embarrassed for her. Like my heart broke for her, but she was begging. She was begging for me. And I didn't want her to ask people to give her stuff for me. And so I just told her, forget it, I'm not interested. That's bullshit. I don't want to do it. And I was so, my heart broke for her. And I don't know how many times she had to do this for the other kids. But she made it happen. She was like, okay. And we laughed and that was it. So yeah, that was that memory.
Thank you. Keep your eyes closed. Thank you for that. You would not have shared all that with your eyes open. And now what I want you to do is allow your guides or wherever your poetry comes from to share a message to you.
Asara, asara, kara. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
So cool.
Thank you. We couldn't really hear much of it because the microphone was cutting out, but it wasn't for us, dear. It was for you. I wish we could have heard it. It's like it was cutting out on your microphone, but that was important, honey.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. I want you to work with that message. I want you to feel that in your body. That was important.
It was a song. It was like a lullaby.
Mm.
It was not words. It was
Mm-hmm.
a lullaby
Mm.
in sound.
I love it. I love it. That was the perfect message in that moment. It was a marvelous message. Natalie or Shannon, do either of you have anything for Marvelous?
That was beautiful. I felt the lullaby. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too.
I felt like your mom didn't feel shame. She just felt like I'm a provider, I'm a giver, what's the word? She's, mother archetype.
Well, she
So
obviously wasn't, she didn't have too much pride to do what she needed to do. And
she's like,
that's
I don't have time to have pride.
that's very honorable to do what you need to do for your children,
And plus I feel like she saw it as give and take, give and take. Like these people are gonna donate it anyways. Like why not ask for
Mhm.
I don't know. I just felt like there was no like shame for her. But I think, as teenagers and kids, like of course we're like, oh my God,
Mhm.
But I
That's
do feel
true.
like she was such a wonderful mother.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank
But
you.
but I
She's no longer with us on this earth. So if you
Mhm.
felt that in your medium, I'm sure it is true.
Mhm.
Great spirit.
Thank you. She was a
Beautiful.
wonderful woman. I learned so much from her.
That's the light
Beautiful.
flickering. Let's do
So what I
it.
what I did feel marvelous is your shame for her, and that's really important. And you are going to want to dig in to that and face that and release that, because those are the kinds of beliefs, those are the kind of stories that I was talking about in the beginning. And these beliefs literally block us from the abundance that we're already made of. We're like, none of us would be here if we weren't abundant. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have starved, we would have frozen to death, we would have, like, a whole bunch, we have got eaten by, like, animals and like, so we're all examples of abundance. And what we have to learn how to do is learn how to appreciate that. And then as we learn to appreciate the abundance, the value appreciates, right? It appreciates that value. So that's the whole key. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Joanna, for hanging out. She's still on the film set, y'all, but she listened as much as she can. I will have this recording up. I'll try to get it posted by tomorrow. Here's how this is gonna work. You guys, everybody, write down this mantra.
Can I share an abundance today?
Say what?
Can I share an abundance of today?
Yes, please.
All right, so I finished my Reiki master class level 2 in November, and I want to start practicing, right? So one of my girlfriends is a Reiki practitioner, but she doesn't use her equipment. She doesn't practice. She only practices on herself. She was going to take this as a business, but it didn't go. So when I told her I was going to start my practice, she offered me her table at half the price of what she paid for. So I picked it up today.
Beautiful. Thank you. Abundance in the house. That's amazing. Thank you for that. And yeah, we're gonna need to have time every time we gather for abundance shares, y'all. We wanna know the wins. And I want to remind you guys that it's not about your bank account, right? Like, she didn't get money, she had to spend money, but it's still abundance. She got something that she needed, and she got it at a great deal. That's abundance, you all. And so we got to be willing. That promise, go and sign that promise, write it out if you didn't. That promise is like, not only am I going to commit to practicing abundance inside of myself, I'm going to commit to appreciating it because we're going to create a lot of it, and it's going to have all kinds of different shapes and sizes, and you need to be ready and willing to appreciate all of them. Okay, so your homework is to work with this mantra. I am sacred abundance. I am sacred abundance. And you're going to let that mantra naturally evolve into whatever it does, into your own mantra, the way Marvelous added on to her promise, right? You're going to add on to your own abundance mantra, and you're going to practice these every single day, at least 15-20 minutes. At least sit down, go inside, say your mantra over and over and over again. Okay, that's your exercise. Your homework is that you're all going to begin putting together a new vision board. Okay, now I cannot show you all how to do it click by click and teach you how to use the programs, because I tried. we did that in spiritual ecstasy, and it took all night long to figure out like how to use Canva. You know what I'm saying? So I can't take that kind of time with this program.
Does it have to be digital, or can we just do it like on a piece
It
of
does
paper?
not have to be digital. You can make it any way that you want. You can make it any way that you want. If you want to find your images digitally and then print them out and do it, that's fine as well. Natalie used Photoshop instead of Canva. Canva is what I suggest to everybody if you're going to do a digital one. It has the easiest tools, and it has a whole bunch of awesome templates. And one thing you guys are going to learn to value in this program is templates. Okay? Templates. The key to mastering anything, the key to high performance in anything, is what's called modeling. You model what you see. You find a model and you copy it. Templates are models that we can copy. And I'm going to teach you guys a lot of templates for things. And one of the best reasons to use Canva for graphic design is that it has thousands of templates designed by professional designers, and you'll just find really cool stuff there. If you know Photoshop, if you know some other tool and you want to use that, that's fine. What I am planning to do, and I couldn't do it until we did this because I didn't know what exactly all was going to happen tonight until today. what I'm planning to do is to put together an email sequence, and I'm going to have a link for all of you to go and join tomorrow. And what's going to happen is you're going to get the first email of 30 emails. Okay? This is called an email auto response sequence. It's called an email sequence. All right? Typically, this email sequence is used to nurture a lead. It's used to take someone that's a cold prospect and build a relationship, teach them some stuff, and make them offers. Okay? In this case, I'm going to use that tool instead of using it for marketing. I'm going to use that tool to teach you this program. Okay? So it's always been challenging for me to keep up with all the shit I'm supposed to be learning in a course. Where is it at, and which document, and which PDF, and what resource, and what, and all this crap. I'm going to have these replays in the Soulstream community. If you're not already in the community, let me know. I'll send you an invite. I'm going to have these replays there. But this is 2.5 hours of time. Y'all aren't going to have time to watch this whole thing all the time. And so what I'm going to do is give you brief emails every day of what action items, what I want you to actually do each day for the next 30 days. It's going to take a shit ton of my energy, but I know that it's worth it because it will create the most value I know how to create for all of you. Okay? So I'm going to send you a link. I'm going to probably be up late tonight. I will send you a link probably before noon tomorrow, sometime in the morning tomorrow. Click on that link, and I think you'll have to sign up with your email to be a part of this new thing. I know you all signed up to pay or whatever, but you're going to have to put your email in again to opt into this learning sequence, and you will get an email every single day that says, here's what I want you to focus on today. Tomorrow, what I want you to focus on is finding as many pictures, as many images of your ideal vision as you can. Specific pictures of the places, pictures that encapsulate the emotions you want, pictures of people wearing clothes that you want, places you want to go, tools you want to use, jobs you want to have. Collect as many pictures as you can tomorrow. And as you do that, understand that you are clarifying your vision for the future and bringing yourself closer to it in the process. Did you have a question, Shannon?
I was wondering if you guys would be interested in doing a Facebook group, because I feel like email is like a little bit more removed, where we can be a little bit more.
That's not.
Is that possible?
That's not going to replace this email sequence.
No. I mean,
And
just also like to share stuff with each other.
and the community is on Soulstream. It's on school. Like, I pay for that.
Mhm.
If you know Facebook groups and you want to start one and everybody wants to hop in there, that's awesome. I fucking hate Facebook.
Oh, cool.
And I pay $100 a month to not have to use it. That's what school is for. and I'm way more interested in learning how to leverage the platform that I'm already paying for to do everything we want to do with the community. And the importance of this email is that you don't have to go and look for shit. It gets sent directly to you. And anything that you need access to, there will be a link in that email too. So you don't have to remember where shit was or like sign-ins or any of that kind of stuff. So
And can we like sort of like befriend each other on school?
yes, yes, I would hope
Yeah.
so.
I
And,
don't know school that well. So.
are you a member on it?
Yeah,
Okay,
like
well,
Natalie, like I know me and Natalie have like sort of like emailed.
yeah, we can do anything to my knowledge with school that you can do with a Facebook group.
Okay.
So unless there's a reason for the Facebook group, I'm not interested in Facebook myself. But this community it's an incredible tool that I was looking for a very long time, and I have not figured out how to utilize it in it like as best as I can. I know. And I'm every time I do one of these, I try to do it a little bit better. So I would love it if you all could help help me utilize the community better.
So
Um,
so
I
we
have a
could do
question.
we could like if we have daily wins, like you get in the table, the massage table.
yes,
So we can put our daily wins in there,
yes,
like
great.
as our own small group or what, I don't know,
Great,
or whatever.
great question. The community is open in Soulstream. Anyone can post,
Okay.
and questions of any nature are always welcome there. And shares, wins, stories about anything of your personal journey. What we don't want it to be is Facebook. We don't want a bunch of
Right.
gifts about random shit. We don't want links to other stuff. We don't want marketing stuff. We want
No.
true, authentic, personal. Here's my question. Here's what I discovered. This is what I learned about value, etc. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
And one of the things I have to do better is I have to do a better job at cueing and prompting the things that I want people to really share, you know. But it takes a lot to get people to interact. Like we all learned that social media tracks us during all of that, you know, pandemic shit, Cambridge Analytica, and all of that stuff. And so people just don't tend to interact the way they used to. And I've looked at a lot of other schools and I see a lot less interactivity as well. So it's not like we're alone, but I feel tremendous potential there. And
Mhm.
I've never been in this sort of group where I've gotten the kind of value out of it that I desire to create for you all. So I haven't seen
Mhm.
the model yet. If I've seen the model, it's always easy for me to copy it. I haven't seen a model that makes a community as valuable as I want it to be, as I know it can be. And so that's what I would like us to figure out if I'm going to keep paying $100 a month for school,
Yeah.
you know, and
Perfect.
I'm not ready to let it go yet. There's too much power and too much potential there.
I have a question.
Marvelous.
So I actually like the school setup. It's more private than the Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then it's really focused,
Yep.
right? And what I've heard from Natalie and what I know for myself, I need focus. I need the classroom and school the way it's set up because each I know you upload the different videos, so it's easy for you to upload the videos if you wanted to share the ones we do like today up there. I mean, a small version of it, not like 2 hours, right? But if we want to create another, you know how you have those chats, you create a different one with the label abundance share, or
Yeah.
just like we can just share there, we can communicate
Mhm.
there. It's more private, right? And then it's less monitored by whoever wants to
Mm-hmm.
keep watching what we're doing, and it's more focused in this, because if it gets out of hand, my brain can't function with all these systems. And
Yep.
Facebook, I'm gonna start looking at family pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get distracted. The
Totally.
classroom is more.
Thank you. So here's the way it's going to work is whenever we do a new series, I post the recordings into a classroom. So I will make a classroom for Sacred Abundance, and this whole video will be in there. Not a lot of people will watch the whole thing. That's okay, but you'll have it to scrub to places that you need to. And more importantly, the people that couldn't be here tonight, we have at least one person that paid that couldn't make it, and Joanna has just been listening while she's at the courthouse at 10 at night on a Sunday or whatever. So the people that can't do it do watch the whole thing, and we want them to be able to watch the whole thing. But this teaching you guys through a daily email is a new step for me, and it's going to add a whole lot of work to my plate, but I feel how important it's going to be for your learning process. And more importantly, and you guys are going to learn this in the process of this program, once I do it, it's done, y'all. That sequence is done. And I'll have 30 emails that I know are incredibly empowering. And anybody that I send to that landing page you guys are going to go to will automatically enter that 30 days of learning. And I can do that. I can do anything I want to with that. I can sell that as its own course. You understand? And all of this video, we're all doing this in real time. Y'all paid to be a part of this live. All of this video is recorded, and I can turn this into a course that I sell in the future. You understand? And I've done this for each of the programs that I've launched. And each program, I don't just do it one time. I do them several times. So I have 3, 4 of the self-love, cohort class. I have 2 of the, channeling higher selves, right? So this is the process that I'm going to teach you guys, is how to create experiences people want to be a part of. And then from those experiences, you get a few people that really want to go deeper and really want help. And then you create whatever kind of process or program they need. It might not be Zoom. It might be calls with photos printed on canvas. It might be putting your dead relative into a necklace. You know what I mean? Like you guys don't have to mimic any particular part of the system that I'm going to teach you, but it's a system. And I'm going to be really clear with you all, the pieces that work and not to fuck with them, because we're going to learn about landing pages. You're going to learn that you don't want a website. Everybody wants a website. You don't want a website. Nobody makes money with websites, okay? You want a landing page. And when I teach you how to make one, we're going to make the simplest thing you can imagine. You don't want to fuck around with colors and styles and, oh, what about this font and that font? You don't want Wix. Wix, you can do anything you want. You don't want... It's option anxiety, and every time you do creative shit, you're fucking with your conversions. The only reason we want that page is to convert people. And so you want it to be as simple as possible so that you're not turning anybody off with your color scheme or your fairies or your this or your that. We want to keep it really simple so that we know we're getting the ideal people that we want to help, okay? That's a part of what you're going to learn. And we're going to build it slowly and gently. We usually, when I do this, we have a midweek Q&A call. We're going to do that this time, but I'm going to keep it fluid because I don't know exactly where my schedule is going to be, and I'm going to be, traveling middle of the month as well. So we normally do them on Thursday, but we might do them on Wednesday sometime this time. I'm not sure when this week is going to be. We usually record those as well if you can't be on that Q&A, but I'll let you guys know as soon as I can. And do we have anything else, any other questions for tonight? Thank you guys for hanging out so long. I didn't mean to keep you a whole hour over, but, it's like when you got to cry, you got to cry. When you got to cry, you got to cry. Okay, anybody have any questions? Everybody good? Sacred abundance, y'all. Hands up in the air. Hands up in the air. Feel that abundance. Feel it. It comes out of you. It's not something out there that we need to get inside of ourselves. It's something inside of ourselves, and we just got to shake it out, y'all. We just got to let it move. We got to let it shine like sunlight. We're going to practice every day. Thank you, Council. Thank you, Seth. Thank you, Ma'at. Thank you, Ra. Thank you all. I love you. Sacred abundance. Bye-bye.